Right, so what we're going to talk about today is pitching, and actually not pitching as in short pitching, but pitching as in longer out, sort of 50 yards and outwards. So, and it's more about distance control and how we control that distance. So I've got my 4 wedges here. So I've got a 60, a 54, a 50, and my pitching wedge, which is 45 degrees. Now, as modern day clubs have got stronger and stronger, the need for things like gap wedges, a 50 degree, has become more relevant. So variations of that might be, if we were to go 52, 56 and a 60. To get the correct gapping here, you might have a 58 here, but I prefer the additional loft to help elevate shots around the greens more. So I go for a bit more loft there, plus I can strengthen it a bit if I want to hit it a bit further. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at a way of controlling our distance with each club. So with each of these clubs here, we can almost have 3 lengths of shot. Okay, so we would have a half swing, 3/4 swing, full swing, and if you know those distances, then you have a real array of shots that you can play with each club, different heights and lengths, etc. What some players do is they'll get a shaft band, and now they're right on their what their half distance is, 3/4 distance and full distance, so they can look at it as a gauge, so they can know what they hit each of those distances. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll get my 50 degree. And what we're going to look at is, let's say, controlling that distance. So with a pitch shot, what I'm trying to do in terms of controlling the length of swing and my distance that I'm swinging is, if I'm looking at a half swing more to about here, I'm trying to feel it with my chest more. So I'm trying to rotate my chest to that distance, and then I'd rotate my chest to that distance on the way through. If I'm going to a 3/4 backswing, I'm feeling that I'm rotating my chest a little bit further and that back on the way through, and then a full swing would be that full length back and through. So I'm really trying to get the control from my chest when I'm doing this. You can feel, some people like the feeling of their hips rotating to that point, but trying to feel it through that midpoint, that you're controlling that rhythm and speed of your action with your body, is going to be a lot easier than doing it with your arms, because your arms might have a tendency to get a bit quicker at times. Now, when hitting a more of a half shot like this, it's really important that you keep your body rotating through the shot. You keep turning your body through the shot, because again, a tendency will be that once you come into the ball, you'll stall and you'll stop, and your arms will take over, and you can see a pull to the left or miscontrolling the club face. So really focus on that body rotation. So again, if I'm trying to swing it to a half swing, I'd go halfway back and rotate through. So for instance, I'll hit my 50 degrees with a full shot, 118 yard carry. So when I go down to a 3/4 shot, I'm looking at more like 108 yards carry, and my half swing, I'm feeling like 100 yards carry. So if you can know those distances, suddenly you've got a club that can do 3 distances. Now you might say, well, I'll hit my 54 108 yards, but if I'm hitting this on a 3/4 shot, I can control the trajectory and keep it down a bit more. So it's quite a good tool to have. And if the greens were very soft and you wanted to control spin, having a 3/4 shot rather than a full shot will help reduce that spin. So what you'll see in the background here is this is my wedge fitting bag here. So I've got all different varieties of lofts, grinds, and in the fitting process we would go through the whole process of getting the right grind for you, the right lofts, so we fit the gaps that you want to hit, get you in the right spot so you can control those distances in the bottom end of your bag. what I am going to do is I'm going to try and do a video on the different grinds and bounces and how they influence the type of shot that you do as in your particular style of pitching, and how getting the right grind and bounce is going to benefit your game and help you sell shots around the greens. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you tomorrow.